Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, this is Samiullah Beg from FG Sir Syed Rawalpindi. It's my pleasure to be teaching you English this term, and I hope we have a good time together. This is our first class together, so today we're looking forward to getting to know each other better, getting to know this virtual environment in a better way, and to adjust ourselves to it. This is as new to you as it is for us. So there will be some glitches, maybe some mistakes. I hope you'll forgive us for that because we are new in this environment as well. So today, here are some objectives for today's lecture. What we are going to do today is we are getting to know the online classes, how they will be conducted. So we welcomed you here. So online classes, the way they will work is that I'll record a lecture and I'll put it on YouTube while we are having a session on the Zoom next day. What we'll be doing is you will be watching the video from YouTube as we have bandwidth issues. So you'll be watching the lecture, and if you have any queries, if you have any questions, you will be able to ask them to me directly at Zoom sessions. So I hope it will take a few days for us all to be familiar with this new environment. So today we are going to discuss the paper pattern as well, and we'll see what changes have come this year and what are the things that you need to focus on to be able to do well in your exams at the end. So first of all, I'll share with you the paper pattern or the policy guidelines as have been shared with us by the federal board. So here we go. This is a new book that we are into. And this is the policy documents with regards to your new paper pattern this year. So there are some changes in your paper pattern in your textbook as well. We'll be studying this textbook here. It's issued by the Punjab text, not the previous book was from Punjab textbook board. This one is from the KPK textbook board. It's a good book, and I hope it will help us cope some of the challenges which we have with regards to the teaching of English and the learning of English as a language in Pakistan. So the question paper, we first of all need to see why is it that there are these changes. As you all know, students work hard in Pakistan. They learn all the tenses, all the grammar, and still when in real life situations or in a practical life situation, when they're given a certain task, they're unable to demonstrate their skills of language. So what this textbook and this paper pattern are going to do is they are helping us, they will help us learn English and for us as teachers to teach English as a language, not just as a subject. So your paper, your question paper is organized into the following 3 sections, A, B, C as it has been previously. So the question posed may be text-based or derived unseen, but it's similar pretext and difficulty level as per the lessons taught in the course. So first of all, in this question paper, you will be coping with the unknown, that there will be things which you haven't practiced or which you do not know about. We will make you practice about those things, but it's not like The questions asked in this book, they will be asked in the paper. You have to learn them and things like that. You will be learning the skills to handle with any type of questions that will come your way in real life. So the questions have been divided into three categories. What kind of categories? There's a distribution of marks with respect to cognitive domain. Cognitive means understanding or related to the brain. With each section shall be roughly about 30% knowledge, 50% understanding, and 20% application. So these have been abbreviated as K, U, and A. So what is knowledge, what is understanding, and what is application? To understand this, we'll have to understand Bloom's taxonomy. So in this new slide, as you'll see, there's a pyramid, and from the bottom to the top, there are 6 different layers. As you can see at the bottom, there is just remember, then you have understanding, then you have application, then you have analysis, then you have evaluation, then you have creativity or creation. So these are the steps through which we move on in our thought levels. So earlier, the question papers only pertain to this last thing here, just remembering rote memory and facts and reproducing them. That was all the exam, and that's why our students were suffering. And we did not have the level of our students which, after going through so many years of education, a student should have. So this year you will be having questions from understanding and application. For these two, you will have to use your own brain. For remembering, you just need the book, you just need to remember. जैसे आप याद करते थे तो आपने सिर्फ याद करना है और एग्जाम में उसको रिप्रोड्यूस करना था. अब जो एग्जाम सिस्टम आ रहा है उसमें you have to understand the things first. You have to apply them in certain different situations from their original situations. So these are new here. So as you can see, remembering is just recalling facts and basic concepts. The words of the questions that would be asked is define, duplicate, list, memorize, repeat, state. These would be the question. The questions will begin, or they will have these words in them. So if you have these, you will understand that you're being asked to reproduce certain knowledge and remember certain things. The next is explanation. So explain ideas or concepts, classify them, distribute them, describe them, discuss them, explain, identify, locate, recognize, report, select, and translate. These would be the prompt words. You will be asked these words to elicit a response of your understanding of certain ideas or concepts. Then comes the third level, which is application. The facts that you have memorized and the ideas that you have understood, you would be required to apply them in a certain different situation. So this is a basic skill for life. This is very important for everyone, every knowledgeable person, every person who has some kind of education to demonstrate in real life. So above these, as you can see, analysis. On television screens every evening, you see analysts. In Urdu, they're called tajziyanigar, senior tajziyanigar. They are asked a question, they're given a situation, and they're asked about their understanding or their analysis. Then evaluation, and then creation. Evaluate is a higher form of thinking, and creation is the ultimate. When you create something new, synthesized from all the previous knowledge of humankind. So we hope that we'll deal with these 3 levels in your exams, and we hope that as you grow in life, you'll be able to analyze, evaluate, and finally create something of your own as well. So let's come back to the paper pattern. So 30% of your questions would be just remembering facts from this book that you have. And then 50% would be understanding they will check whether you have really understood those concepts or not, and then applying those concepts in some new situation. So division of marks for section is your paper will be divided into three sections, A, B, and C, as you're previously familiar with. The first part is the objective type, structured response questions. So these are MCQs. So these MCQs shall be designed in such a way that they should be able to check comprehension of lessons, vocabulary, and grammar with roughly proportions of 30%. Now this 30% is for comprehension of lessons, 20% for vocabulary, and 50% grammar. It's for section A only. 50% of it's based on your understanding of grammar that would be taught to you at the end of each lesson. So what kind of grammar is involved? Articles, types of complements, subject, mood, phrases, clauses, conditionals, types of sentences, gerund, participles, narration, and more. So this would be 20 marks for your section A MCQs, 50% from your lessons and 50% from the grammar section. Now we come to section B. So this, as you know, consists of short question answers. But here the questions, some of them may be from the book, the questions that are given at the end of the book, but some may be different altogether. They will be checking your understanding or in your comprehension of the lessons. So questions related to the theme, values, central ideas, subject matter, and critical appreciation of the point. Sorry. So this question shall consist of two parts, A and B. So section B has two parts, A and B. In the A part, you will be asked questions from the lessons as well as the poems. And in this would comprise 20 marks from the lessons and 8 marks or 2 questions from the poetry section. And then you have plays at the end, 2 plays from Shakespeare. So 6 marks, 4 marks for each question, and 3 questions will be asked to you from this section. Now we go to section C. So section C. Candidates are required to compose and write a report on a chosen topic with the help of given points. Now this is something very interesting, report writing. In real life situations or when you are in a professional capacity, reports are the thing that are demanded of you. Report, for example, if you go into the police department and something happens in some city, so your boss will ask you for a report about that incident. If you are a manager in some company, your boss may ask you a report, may ask for you for a report regarding a certain aspect of the business or whatever profession you're in. So the report writing is very important, and it's very good that they have included this in the paper. So it comprises 8 marks. Then question number 5 has 2 parts. The candidates are required to rewrite an unseen passage after removing the 6 grammatical errors and underline the same as well. So here there will be an unseen passage. This is application, you see, and you demonstrate your understanding and apply that understanding to remove errors and rewrite a certain paragraph. And that's 6 marks. And in part B, candidates are required to use any 4 of the 6 idioms in the sentences. So generally idioms from the English language, again unseen. There are thousands of idioms, and you are supposed to learn some of those idioms and make sentences of the idioms that are given to you. So question number 6, this question shall consist of seen or unseen passage. Candidates are required to answer the question followed by it. Now this is to check your comprehension or your understanding, whether you understand it or not. So this is what real life English is. You're supposed to learn the English language, and then whatever passage you're given in English, you will be able to understand it. And last but not the least, essay of about 250 to 300 words, and it has 12 marks. So again, there would be an outline as you will see below, um, and you are supposed to write an essay. And I think after 12 years of education, you should be able to uh, at least write a small essay. I think this much is your parents and your teachers are right in demanding this much of you. And I hope after you have your year with me, you will be able to write a basic essay without any help from anyone, from your own mind. So here are some definitions. Cognitive domains: knowledge, understanding, and application. These are called cognitive domains. The distribution is again given here. Knowledge is only 30%, just facts. Earlier it used to be 100%. Understanding 50%. Remember that comprehension question? And then application. Remember writing an essay or writing a report. That is an application to demonstrate your skills, that you have developed certain skills in English language. So what is knowledge? An example of knowledge has been given here. A child reciting the alphabets of English. How many alphabets of English are there? I hope you all remember from A to Z there are 26 of them. So this is knowledge. When did Pakistan come into being? This is the exact date. This is knowledge. So 30% of your paper would be comprised of questions like this. So command words: arrange, define, duplicate. I'll share this, the link for this. You can see the link here. It's available on Federal Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education's website. You'll go into the syllabus section. You'll go into HSSC2 and you'll have your English syllabus along with these policy guidelines. Then we come to application. What is an example of, we need to go for understanding second. Understanding, also called comprehension, refers to the ability of the candidates to comprehend a set of information and situation and to provide his/her response to it accordingly. So there would be an unseen passage given to you, and you are required to answer certain questions based on that text. So that would be checking your understanding level. So examples of it: performing analysis and illustrating the observations. Rough, roughly given, comprehending the concepts of social, natural, and physical sciences. Discuss different types of noise and their impact on human health briefly. So yes, this is a question they should have given an English-based question. So when you write certain things, you demonstrate your understanding of the text in the comprehension question. That may be an example. And then the application. Application refers to the ability to use learned material in a new and concrete situation to solve problems and to design or schedule a task. Ability. So it's a skill, it's an ability to use learned material in a new and concrete situation. So writing a report will demonstrate your ability or your ability to apply your understanding of English language. So related verbs for it in the questions you may be asked one of these words: apply, choose, demonstrate, dramatize. If you see these words, immediately it should click that you are being asked to demonstrate your ability to apply your knowledge and your understanding of English. So these are the three sections. The first section has been called the MCQ, the second one the SRQ, and the last one has been called the ERQ. MCQ, as you know, stands for multiple choice questions, SRQ for structured response questions, and ERQ stands for extended response questions. You'll you'll have to give long, elaborate answers in these ones and short ones in these ones, in the second one. So choices, we'll go directly to an example. This is a model paper. From this, you'll be able to understand how the paper will be designed. So the first part, as you know, 10 MCQs will be from your lessons and poems and plays, and these from 11 onwards, it's grammar. As you can see, it's grammar all the way to the end. And here, the last one, you've been asked to spell a word correctly. So there's a lesson about archaeology, so we'll learn it there. Now comes the second part, or section B. So answer any 5 of the following parts of the questions in about 40 to 50 words each in the light of the textbook. So there are 7 questions given. Out of these, you have to attempt 5 questions. So choice of 2 questions, and 5 into 4, 20 marks for this part. Then here comes your poetry section. Here you have to answer 2 questions out of 3. So what kind of questions are asked? What is the central idea of the poem? Central idea. What kind of difference do you imagine between the world you live and the world you dream of? So again, the same. No, not this is not the same. This is a question that's been asked directly to you. So what kind of difference do you imagine between the world you live? If you're living in Rawalpindi, what kind of world is it here, and the kind of world that you dream or fantasize about? So this is part B. Then comes the next part, question 3. Here there are 2 plays of Shakespeare included in your syllabus. So this section deals with that. So each question carries 6 marks, and you have to attempt 2 out of 3 questions. How does Portia save the life of Antonio from the cruelty of Shylock? So you'll get to know Shylock, you'll get to know Antonio and Portia as well. These are characters in the plays. Then comes section C. In section C, this is, if you know English, this is the easiest part. If you don't know English, this is the most difficult part for you. So attempt all questions. Question 4, 5, 6, and 7. You have to attempt all of them. There is internal choice given in these. So the first part, suppose you are working as a price control officer. Now, this is regarding your career. Whether you are a price control officer in the future or not, time will tell. But here you'll learn, if you are a price control officer, how would you write a report? So in view of the growing rates of daily consumer items, the authorities ask you to investigate and write a report on it. So next time you see a report in the media, watch it carefully. Watch it as if you are the reporter and how he structured it. So your report will cover surprise visit to the markets. You'll say that I had a raid, or I visited the markets as a surprise visit. And there, what did you see? You saw the prices of commodities skyrocketing. So you'll discuss the causes of the price hike, what caused these price hikes, and suggestion as to how to control it. How will you control it? Or what are the suggestions? So a report basically covers this is the introduction part, this is the analysis part, and these are the suggestion parts. So we'll teach you how to write a report in the class. Next is question number 5. There are 6 series of verbs, articles, adjectives, nouns, and pronouns in the given paragraph. Rewrite the paragraph after correcting the errors. So this is a paragraph. Do you see any mistakes in it? Have a look. Are there any mistakes? Well, aware, have you ever heard of this word? This is clearly a mistake. So you need to correct mistakes like this in this whole paragraph and rewrite it. So it carries 6 marks. Then use any four of the following idioms. So there are 6 idioms given: to be at sea at the drop of the hat. What does it mean to do something at the drop of of the hat? And having a bird's eye view of a place. A blue stocking, what's that? You need to understand things like these. So question number 6, read the following passage and answer the given questions. Comprehension question, so it carries, and you have to write a précis as well. The spelling of the précis is wrong, I think, here, but you have to write the précis here. 2, 2, 4, and the suggestion as well. So 10 marks. Yes, 10 marks for this one. Last but not the least, you have your essays. Here, you'll be given an outline. Let's say corruption. You'll define it first, then you'll elaborate that it's a dishonest practice, and then you'll go into the details of how deeply rooted it is in the society and how it is mother of all evils, what kind of corruption is involved, misuse of public money, use of unfair means, precautions in the light of Islam. How has Islam guided us about avoiding corruption and strict rules to be followed, suggestions, need of reforms, and then an essay concludes here. So the essay carries 12 marks, and this is also an important part of the paper, as well as for you to know generally able to be able to do well in life. So this was the introductory class, students. I hope you are now familiar with your paper pattern, and I hope that you will develop a new mindset after this year. After this year with me, I hope that you will have greatly enhanced your skills in English, not just your rote memory and facts. So tomorrow we'll have our second class, and tomorrow we'll go directly to the book, and we'll be reading. We'll be starting from your first lesson. So till tomorrow, have a good time, and see you tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.